Hello friends, family, and internet strangers. Stephanie here with another road trip. This time I've got a co-pilot, my mother. She's not in the car yet because it is 10 degrees outside, so the car has to run for at least 10 minutes before she'll get inside because I do not have butt warmers. Heated seats. I don't have heated seats, but we always call them butt warmers. So the car is warming up, and then we are headed out of Albany and back to Los Angeles. My mom's gonna stay with me for about a week, and then she will return back home. While it's not the most exciting place to live, I do really enjoy the Albany skyline. When I lived in North Carolina, anytime I would drive back and forth, I always loved seeing the skyline when I was getting into town and then waving it goodbye when I was leaving again.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, is a rise.
We have made it to our first destination, which is Chesapeake, Virginia. I have a cousin who lives here. He has 2 young kids. The oldest is almost 4, and I have not met either of the 2 kids, so we thought this would be a nice first stop. So we just got to the hotel. We're going to check in, freshen up, and then head over to his place for pizza. I just had to text my mother so she didn't think I had gotten abducted in the car. I ran back out here to get some stuff for her and decided, I'll prep the car for tomorrow. So wiped everything down, restocked our waters, and then as I was getting ready to record a video here, I realized my ring had fallen off, and I was like, oh no, I know I had it when I left the hotel room, so it's got to be in the car somewhere. But I found it. It fell off while I was restocking waters. A friend gave this to me. Look how cute that is. It's 2 hands. It's a hug. So my friend got this for me when my father passed away, and it is like the sweetest gift. So definitely didn't want to lose that. But anyways, it is the end of day 1. We drove about 8.5 hours today from Albany to Chesapeake, Virginia. We pinched the baby's cheeks. That was on the itinerary. So I finally got to meet my cousin's kids, and my mom finally got to get her hands on their cheeks because that is what she has been talking about for weeks ever since I suggested that she should come with me when I drive back to California. So she pinched the baby's cheeks. We had pizza for dinner, and now we are back to the hotel. We are staying at an Aloft, which is a Marriott. Just like I have stayed exclusively at Marriott's on pretty much all of these trips, my mother is a Marriott person. That is where I get it from. So we are staying at all Marriott-owned hotels this time around too. Tomorrow we are headed to North Carolina, so I will see y'all in the morning. Good morning, day 2. It is 7:50 a.m. and the goal was to be on the road by 8, so we have met that goal. We're gonna head to North Carolina, so it'll be about 4.5 hours. Minor detour on the way to Wilmington. We stopped at the birthplace of Pepsi Cola. It is bright. I can't tell if I got that in the background, but I did get other footage of it. It's behind me. New Bern is the birthplace of Pepsi. Pretty sure it's the hometown of Nicholas Sparks, if I remember correctly. And it's also where my friend Lauren lives, but this is just a quick stop. So if you're watching, Lauren, hi! If anyone needs to know the way to my heart, it is ducks and a Diet Pepsi.
So right now we're in our favorite place, Wilmington, North Carolina, and we're hanging out on Wrightsville Beach because it is a stunning day. What I like to call a gift from God day.
We arrived in Wilmington about an hour and a half ago. We had lunch at Chicken Salad Chick, and then we did a little bit of shopping at Altered State, and Mom needed shoes. Now she's very happy because we're at the beach. So I was like, let me get you on camera while you're in your happy place, because she does not want to be heavily featured on the vlog, even though multiple friends of hers said, Stephanie will be vlogging your trip, right? So they expect to see her. It's in the 60s and it is sunny and it is not crowded, so it is perfect here at the beach. And then when we're done here, we're gonna head to downtown Wilmington and just enjoy our day in one of our favorite places. I have chocolate. Did not realize that. Had not looked in a mirror. This is my mirror now. I got cookies. We got cookies from a place called Insomnia Cookies, which it's a good thing it didn't exist when I went to school here because I ate enough bad food. But this cookie place delivers to the campus until like 3 o'clock in the morning or something ridiculous like that. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we just went and got cookies. We went to the post office because we have to take care of some business for the house, and then we're going to head downtown, and then we are going to bring dinner over to our house and hang out with the tenant that lives there for a little bit, have dinner with her. My mom wanted to bring wine though, so we are at the grocery store. I'm just hanging out in the car while Mom goes in to grab some wine. So just living down memory lane, taking a walk down memory lane, and then pointing out to my mother all of the things that did not exist last time she was here. I have been back to Wilmington several times since I moved away. So I moved in 2013 back to New York and then out to California. And then I came back here in 2020, just before the pandemic, like January 2020. I was here with one of my best friends from college and saw a bunch of changes then. And now on these road trips, this is, I think, the third road trip that I've come through Wilmington, because I like being here. I lived here for 6 years, so I love this town. But my mom had not been here since 2013 when I moved away. She had been here maybe a month before I moved back home. So I just keep going, that wasn't there, and that's new, and remember that used to be there? So now we're gonna head to downtown so she can see all the changes there, because a bunch has changed there too. Good morning, day 3, and we are now in South Carolina. We just crossed the border. We are literally at the south of the border place that is right when you cross from North to South Carolina on I-95, and we are headed into Georgia for day 3. Mom's getting her first Bowberry biscuit. Good? Very good. So we just stopped for lunch at Bojangles, because that is a must for me. If you are new to my channel, I'm obsessed with Bojangles Diet Pepsi. Not Bojangles Sweet Tea, but my mother had never had Bojangles. How was it, Mom?
Oh, it was lovely. I did not have the Diet Pepsi though.
She had already had a Diet Pepsi today, so she had a Sierra Mist. But now we are getting back on the road, almost to our next stop, and if you've watched my channel before, you might be able to guess where that is. We have made it to our next stop, which if you haven't guessed it yet is Covington, Georgia. So I have been here now, this is my 4th time. Mom has not been here, so we just walked around the square for a little bit, and now we're gonna go drive past the houses because Mom's knee is killing her, so we'll drive. She'll get a driving tour. They did add this new mural though, which was not here last time it was. That is right at the side of the town square. Nice big welcome to Covington with all the different film productions. They even have Sweet Magnolias on there. We binge watched season 2 of Sweet Magnolias and made sure to finish before we got here so that we could look out for the filming locations. but because I've been here before, there were a few things that I was like, oh, I think that's right across from this, and oh, I think that's right across from this one. Over there we have Elena's house from Vampire Diaries, and we were watching Sweet Magnolias, and I said, I think Maddie's house is right across the street, and sure enough, I was correct. There's Maddie's house from Sweet Magnolias right across the street. This one I already knew from last time I was here, but this law office is the corner spa from Sweet Magnolias, and it's right across from the visitor center. So there is a short and sweet Sweet Magnolias tour of Covington, Georgia. It only has 2 seasons, so there aren't too many like big popular filming locations for that one yet, but they do use the same town square as Vampire Diaries, and if you want to see those filming locations, I will link down below the video where I go in detail about all of those from a previous trip. But Mom, did you enjoy your tour?
I did. It was lovely. Cute town.
It is the end of day 3. We have made it back to the hotel for the evening. We just went out to dinner at a place called Jim and Nick's Barbecue. I think it's a chain, but it's not in Albany or in LA, so we had never had it, and they had the best little cheesy biscuits. They were so good. They were like fluffy and warm, and they were amazing. We got dessert to go, so we're gonna eat that in the hotel. I got banana pudding, and Mom got some chocolate cream pie. We spent the day driving about 6 hours, made it to Covington, did our little tour of Covington for Mom who hadn't been here before, and then we had dinner, and tomorrow morning we're gonna go through Old Town Conyers where they filmed the originals, and we're gonna have coffee at the coffee shop that they used for Sweet Magnolias, and then we are going to hit the road, and we have 2 straight days of driving. So the goal for tomorrow is to make it to somewhere towards the end of Arkansas or beginning of Oklahoma, and that'll be about 11 or 12 hours depending on how we're feeling. The following day, the goal will be another 10 to 12 hours, making it to New Mexico. And then we are headed to Arizona. My mom wanted to go to Sedona. She said that she has always heard it's a very peaceful place and a very healing place, so she thought that would be nice for this trip. So we're actually spending 2 nights in Sedona and then heading back to Burbank from there. Good morning, it is day 4 and we are in Conyers, Georgia. We spent the night at our hotel, same hotel that I have stayed at every time I have been through this area, and we decided this morning we would come see Old Town Conyers. Mom loves the originals, right?
Yes, my Elijah.
So I knew that they had a big cardboard cutout of Elijah in the Welcome Center, and I said, okay, I have to get a picture of Mom with her Elijah. So we got that picture. We got coffee from the coffee shop that they use on Sweet Magnolias. They had also used it on Legacies. And as we were driving around, I went, oh, they're setting up to film something for sure, because I know all the signs, what it looks like. So I asked in the Welcome Center, and they said, it's Legacies. So they'll probably be filming Legacies out here later today. But we won't be here because we are hitting the road for a really long driving day.
When the lights are out and you stumble in the dark, you kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons.
Mom is taking a turn driving for a little while, and we stopped at Zaxby's, just like she had never had Bojangles. She had also never had Zaxby's. How is it, Mom?
It's excellent. It's better than Bojangles in my opinion.
I do like the Zaxby's chicken better, but Bojangles has dirty rice, and Zaxby's has very good fries, but they only have the fries. They got rid of my favorite. I used to love the little, they weren't onion rings, but they were like onion strips almost. They got rid of those, I think, in 2020 though, but I miss those. Chicken is still good though.
Through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me.
Good morning from Oakland. Traffic. Good morning from Oklahoma City. We just had breakfast at the Honey Bunny Biscuit Company. It's back there somewhere. I ate here on one of my previous trips. I had lunch here, but we ended up spending the night in Oklahoma City last night. And I had stayed on the outskirts of it, but I never stayed in Oklahoma City, so now we are hitting the road and driving most likely to New Mexico tonight. Mama's still inside. I don't know what she's buying this time. She's been stopping and buying things at pretty much all of the things, whether that be snacks, even though we have a snack bag, or drinks. Maybe she's getting a soda. That's my guess. It's just a matter of which type of soda it'll be when she gets back to the car. I'll see you in a minute. We drove about 12 and a half hours yesterday. We made it all the way from Conyers, Georgia to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And now today we should make it to about Gallup, New Mexico, which is almost to Arizona. So it's like right before you hit Arizona. Oh, she's coming. What does she have? She has, oh, I think she found her favorite candy bar, a chunky bar. We'll see when she gets in the car. I think that's what it is. What'd you find?
Oh, I got myself a nice big, tall, cold water. And got some peanut butter crackers. Do you want some?
She keeps wanting to buy waters. We have an entire pack of water in the car, and she keeps...
It's not as entire as it used to be. We're going to run out. It's not going to go to waste. And I wanted something bigger and colder.
I think she forgets there's, in addition to what is under our dirty clothes pile, there is also a cooler.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Oh, that's what I've been reaching into to grab waters every time I grab
so you're
water.
getting the cold ones and I'm getting the warm ones.
Well, you never ask me for a water. All I do is reach back here. I told you yesterday, the water is right here. You only have to reach back. She was like, no, I want it to be all settled when I'm driving. And I'm like, you literally just have to turn around. Like, you don't even have to turn around. I can reach and grab a drink. Like, it's not that difficult. Anyways, I'm about to go through Texas.
Welcome to Texas. That was it. That little sign. I just thought everything was supposed to be bigger in Texas. I guess not.
Since the beginning of the pandemic, I have not been stopping in Texas when I drive. I stop right before and right after, and I do not stop in Texas. But Mom had to pee, so here we are. Stopped in Texas. That was a lot of cows and a lot of smell. I love seeing the cows. I do not like smelling the cows. No, it's too many cows. Good morning from frosty Gallup, New Mexico. It is day 6 of our trip, and it is 26 degrees. Mom is wearing shorts because it's supposed to be a nice day at some point. So, shorts weather for her.
By noon.
Yes, for her, shorts weather is 65. I waited until, 75 for shorts. So we're hitting the road. We're gonna make it to Sedona today. We have made it to Arizona. We're at an overpass lookout spot. This is a beautiful drive, but it's one of those that's like beautiful and terrifying at the same time. So going very slowly, unlike some of the cars coming the other direction. Our direction that we're going has been pretty decent, but I can see people speeding on the other side. So that's been fun. We just made it to our hotel in Sedona. That whole very touristy area was so beyond crowded. we went to the Chapel of the Holy Cross, and we had to wait so long to get up the hill and search for parking, and I knew Mom wouldn't be able to walk up the really big hill, so I dropped her off and then went back down to find a parking spot, then walked up, which was a lot more difficult than it would have been a month ago. Being out of work for a month and being at home in the cold, definitely not the best for my physical activity, because normally I have a very active job, and then I also go for walks every night on top of already getting 15,000 steps in a day at work. So being sedentary for a month, not exactly in the best shape at the moment, but I made it up the hill eventually, and it was a beautiful view and a beautiful chapel. But it is President's Day weekend, and it is packed everywhere. Then we went to this little outlet area, and they had all these cute little shops, but again, super crowded, so much traffic. But now we are out a little further from that really touristy area, so I think most of the rest of what we're going to do in Sedona is going to be kind of in these areas, more by our hotel. We're staying at a Courtyard by Marriott in Sedona, and I will show you some of the views here because it is gorgeous. I just rearranged the car while Mom is getting all of our stuff settled with the hotel, and now I think we're in a good spot. We are out to dinner, and we ordered a salad to share, and look, they gave us tongs and 2 separate dressings and everything. And we can't resist brie. Anywhere brie is on the menu, that's what we're getting.
And we cannot resist sangria.
Well, she can't. I don't drink. Good morning. It is day 7. We are still in Sedona. I am hiking at the moment. I abandoned Mom. She's heading back to the car. The guide I was looking at didn't say how strenuous this hike was. It said it was easy and short, but it is very steep, and Mom doesn't really do steep or long. So she's headed back, and I'm gonna find this vortex and take some pictures for her. Yeah, this was not in the instruction manual. That's okay, I'm fine. I have made it up as high as I plan on going. It's not that I can't go higher, it's that it just doesn't look safe. All the people that do this kind of look crazy to me, but I've made it pretty high up. Also, as I was walking straight across to go back, I noticed this sign that says, "End of trail." If y'all have seen my video with my trip to Utah with a friend, this would be the point where I'd be saying no. Because she'd be like, "Let's go all the way up there," and I'd be saying, "Nope." And for reference, the parking lot is all the way down there. I don't know if you can see it from here, but I can see the cars down there. I did not know much about Sedona before coming here. This was Mom's requested stop on this tour because she had heard that Sedona is known for healing energy and just having a lot of energy in Sedona, and that it's a very peaceful and healing place. So apparently there are these vortexes that all of Sedona is technically a vortex, but there are places where the energy is higher. So this is one of those vortexes. So I don't know that it's necessarily the energy here, but I do feel lighter. But I also feel that way when I make it to one of these locations when I go to Utah as well. And there are these trees. This one is dead on the ground, but these trees with like the swirling, apparently the more swirled it is, the more energy there is in that location. So I definitely feel revitalized after doing this, very refreshed. Although I don't think my legs are going to agree with that later on, because I can already feel it a little bit. Not pain, but that like pulling that you're like, oh, I'm going to feel this tomorrow. So I'm going to feel this tomorrow. Made it back to the car. That was all the way up there. We are back on the road. I have worked up an appetite, so we're going to get lunch in about an hour. I know there's a Culver's in Flagstaff, so once we get there, we'll have lunch and then decide our next move. We can either go to one more stop or we can head back to Burbank today, and we'll figure that out when we're eating. we had lunch at Culver's, and now we are on our way back to Burbank. We decided not to make any more stops other than, you know, gas, food, restroom stops. So we know there will be traffic because it's a holiday weekend, but hopefully it'll only take about 7-ish hours to get from Flagstaff to Burbank. Mom is driving so that I could finish my Culver's custard concrete, and now I'm done, so whenever she wants to stop driving, we can switch. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but it's so windy that the dog food is rustling. So I mentioned this briefly in one of my other road trip videos, but I don't think I've ever told the story, on camera at least, of how I have dog food in the roof of my car. So back in 2013, only a few months after I got this car, we had a mouse problem when I was living with my parents, and the mice would take dog food and put it places. And we thought that it was my dog hoarding food because my mom's dog would try and keep him away from the food at the start. But I had dog food, extra dog food in the back of my car in the trunk. And all of a sudden I started noticing a rattling noise in my car, but I was like, whatever, it's still running fine. Fast forward to 2016, I had a crack in my windshield. They had to replace the windshield, and they called me out and they said, ma'am, can you please come outside? And I get outside and they're like, there's dog food in your car. And I said, well, that's weird. My dog is in New York. I'm now in California. And I was like, but also, why would they call me about dog food in the car? And they point to where there is a space between the roof and the ceiling of my car. And they're like, there's dog food in your car. So now when the wind blows really badly, like it is right now, or when I put my visor up or anything, you can hear dog food rattling around in the ceiling of my car. Mom drove for about an hour, and then we swapped. It was very intense with the wind, so I took back over, and I was able to handle the wind pretty fine, and now it has died down a little bit, but it was almost like playing a video game with all the tumbleweeds going across, because they were everywhere, and you couldn't really avoid hitting them. So we are at our hopefully last gas station of the trip. There may be one more, but this should be the last time we have to get gas. There is enough that I should be able to make it all the way to Burbank on this tank. And while Mom is getting a snack inside, I was just kicking the leftover tumbleweed out of the front of my car because there was still just a little bit in there. Mom and I did make it back to Burbank the same night as that last video. I am no longer in the same outfit. That is because it has now been a month since that road trip. When we got home finally, I was just so exhausted. I did not feel like recording anything, and I kept thinking, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And now I am cleaning out my car because I am getting a new one. So the Prius is officially being retired. She will go on to a new home. But as I was cleaning the car out, I realized I never recorded an ending to this video that I still have started editing actually, but need to post. So now here is the ending. It has been a month. I don't know if I mentioned anywhere in this video why my mom and I were on a road trip. I had driven home when my father's health had declined to a point where it really, we knew was not good. He passed away. I stayed home for several weeks. Mom rode back with me. So she made the trip back to Burbank with me. She stayed for a week and then she went back home. And ever since then, we've just been kind of adjusting to our new normals. For her, that's a really, really quiet house. For me, daily life is not that much different in terms of routine because I already lived so far away. It has been little things that have been difficult for me, particularly cooking. and that's mainly because I love to cook, but that is a love that I inherited from my father. He taught me how to cook. He was the one in the family that really enjoyed food, and it's always been that when I try a new recipe and I think he'll like it, I would always make it the next time I went home so that he could try it. And so now when I make new foods that are really good that I think he would like, it's bittersweet. So thank you everyone for your kind messages, kind comments, for checking in on me. Thank you for all of your support. Hope y'all enjoyed this road trip with my mother and I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and look forward to the next road trip in my brand new car that I am about to go pick up in about 20 minutes.
When life throws lemons, just call